Welcome to YouTube. Welcome to DAC Zoom, wherever you are. We're certainly glad to have you. We were going to get down to business. This is the very first RVP Goal Getters call. That's where you're called, Goal Getters. Eventually, you won't be goal getters, you'll be goal gotten. But for now, you're the goal getters, RVP Goal Getters. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Don't worry about trying to read it all and capture it all because it'll just be confusing. This is a slideshow. This is 30 slides put on one whiteboard, so bear with me. I'm going to go through this pretty quick, and then we're going to take your questions, but quick considering all the information. But here's what I want you to know most importantly. Thank you for making a commitment to be part of the RVP Goal Getters team, because that's what's going to make the impact. Leadership makes the impact. We've got a program that the masses can win with. There's no question. I just did a short video talking about the mid-levels, area director to RVP ranks. Those are the mid-levels in our company. There's prior levels, and then there's more advanced beyond RVP. Everyone can make area director through RVP, everyone. Beyond that, it's going to take some leadership experience, leadership development, or at least develop others randomly becoming leaders in your team using our systems. But every one of you can make it to RVP. Every one of you can make it to area director through RVP, where it starts to make a significant income and significant impact in your life. So thank you for saying yes, number one. Number two, this is not I mean for this to be watched over and over. So I'm going to give some examples. I'm going to share context, but it does require, just like when I read the Bible, every time I read Romans, I pick up something new, and I've read it hundreds of times. And so you're going to get something new each time because there's a lot of depth to this experience that you're going to see. This is a system that we simplify it, but it's got decades of experience behind it. DAC may have started in 2015, but I didn't. And the people that taught me that I then reiterated had been doing this for decades. So I've got over 30 years experience. So if I've got 30 years experience and then people mentored me and then all the leaders in the company, there's a lot of information on that board right there to keep it simple. If you bought a McDonald's right now today, you're getting decades of experience into that franchise. Doesn't matter how long you're in it. There's decades. Doesn't matter how long the current president has been with McDonald's. McDonald's system has been fine-tuned for decades. What you're going to see here is fine-tuned for decades. Now, I'm a believer that everything is evolving, right? The industry is always evolving. So you to be an RVP, what we're doing is going to evolve. McDonald's evolved. Today, McDonald's is different than it was 15 years ago. It's got a lot of the same principles, but at the same time, it's evolving. You can't go into McDonald's right now and hear, hello, may I take your order anymore? Now you got to go to a screen, right? They're innovating. They're taking costs down, and maybe we like it, maybe we don't. It's becoming more and more the norm at every grocery store and everywhere you go. We're going to innovate. But as you go to first principle thinking, which means strip it down to the reason you're actually doing it, you're going to see DAC has been doing that for years. We believe in taking away and stripping away all the stuff that makes this business hard. You know, a treadmill makes getting in shape easy compared to a stair climber. A treadmill makes getting in shape easy because you can put one in your home. You don't need to build a whole gym. You can put a treadmill in your bedroom, right? There's a sidewalk out front of your house. We're like the sidewalk. Everyone has access to this gym called DAC. But we need leadership. You are a leader. You have stepped up and said, I'm going to be part of the RVP Goal Getters. And I'm not just going to be in this. I'm going to be in this to win it. Quit looking at the board. Pay attention. Everything I'm saying has got a purpose. So you are in it to win it. And if you're in it to win it, then you got to do the things. Not just learn the things, but you got to do the things. That's the challenge, okay? I put a video on my Facebook wall. If you're not one of my Facebook friends, become one and watch the video I posted Sunday morning that said, what's more important, a positive thought, positive attitude? So more positive attitude or less negative? And science has showed over and over, it's less negative. Most people fail because of negative thinking, not because they don't understand what to do. It's because they know what to do, but they talk themselves out of it. What you're going to have to do to be an RVP go-getter is not do any of that. Now, you may be saying, David, that's elementary. I already am on top of that. Great. Most of it's unconscious. And that video is real short. It's only a couple minutes long, but it goes through the 5 C's, the unconscious complaining we do, the unconscious negative thinking that stops us. Watch that video. Become a friend of mine if you're not already on my friends list on Facebook. All right. So RVP goal getters, our job is to duplicate teams. Okay. Our business is for the masses, but we want to duplicate leaders. We want to duplicate the masses. The system will handle that. Okay. But the leadership, you guys are looking to, you're aimed to duplicate a handful of leaders. Every one leader should equal about 1,000 independent agents in their team. Okay. And 1,000 independent agents averaging $50 to $100 in residual revenue. So 50 to 100 grand in residual revenue per leader. All right. Is what you can start to kind of imagine. So if you want $1 million in residual revenue, if you got 50 to 100,000, then you would need 20 leaders in your team, in your whole team, 20 leaders, then you should be doing about $1 million minimum in revenue. Okay. That would put you at a high 6-figure income annually. So these are kind of the way you want to look at it. If you just have one leader, well, then you're probably going to be making 5 or 6 grand a month. All right. Now, if you're the leader, then you'll be making 5 or 6 grand based on your leadership. But duplicating other leaders is your key. All right. If you're not thinking about that, it's time to start thinking about that. It's time to start thinking my job is to support the masses, duplicate the leaders. Support the masses, duplicate the leaders. So we simplify to multiply. Everything we do for the masses, it's not that we look at them as less than. I am not the mass. I'm the masses when it comes to Planet Fitness. I'm the masses when it comes to some other businesses that I'm partnered with. I'm not leading them. I'm just partners with them. This doesn't mean we're saying anything negative about anyone who joins and they become part of the mass number, the large percentage. Maybe a better term is the average person who joins our business is not going to take a leadership role. All right. So your job is to have a system that supports the average and duplicates the leaders. All right. So that's what you're going to talk about today. Now, first thing we said is you said you were going to be a goal getter by the end of 24. You're going to be an RVP by the end of 2024. Some of you may watch this in March. It's going to be harder. This is a 12-month plan. All right. So if you watch this in March, then you have March of 25. If you watch this in April of 24, you have until April of 25. You watch this in June of 24, then you got till June of 25. This is a 12-month plan. Now, there's no reason it has to take 12 months. We're just giving a plan based on how long it generally takes to identify leaders in your team if you're doing your part. So, and attracting those leaders. Much like in our funding, we know if you talk to 40 business owners, you should have one business funding application minimum of doing $15,000 a month or more. If you're approaching people the way we teach, then you should have one funding application. If you've had 80 business owner conversations, you should have at least one funding. And then you could do the math and say, okay, how many conversations have I really had? And if I had that many and I don't have a funding, maybe I got to modify how I'm doing things. Maybe I'm doing it my own way instead of the system's way. Maybe I'm talking to the wrong people. Whatever the training says, am I doing it or am I not doing it? Same thing's going to happen in this business. If you don't have five leadership legs in your company by March of next year, you haven't done the training we've taught. You haven't done it. You should have 5 leadership legs by March of next year. Okay. So let's go through this, which is in 4 months. All right. So let's go through what we've got here as goals. So we're going to start with the goals. Okay. Goals. You've got personal customer goals. Let me move this over. You've got personal customer goals. Write these down. 5 customer goals, 10 customer, 15, 20. These are RX customers. This is the product we're leading with for the average person. If we've not proved already, the average person won't get a lot of business funding customers. So we don't ask the average person to do something they won't do. The average person can do this. So the system you're going to teach and the system you want to live by is what the average person can do. Simplify to multiply. Do what the average person can do. Do the other stuff too. There's no reason you can't run an Ironman. But if we want to teach the masses how to get in shape, we teach them how to walk on a treadmill and modify their eating a little bit. That's all you got to learn how to do. Well, you don't have to worry about the Ironman. Well, I know the Ironman's going to motivate people. Yeah, this percentage, That percentage, that's it. Are you trying to help the average, the masses? Because you earn by having a big organization, or just the few. You can do just the few. Business funding, this plan's not for you. Go do business funding, recruit a handful of people who do business funding and don't even watch this plan. But if you're looking to build RVP through what the masses can do, it's the RX customer. This is the product we're focusing on. 5, 10, 15, and 20. Where are you at? It's been a week. Are you at 5 customers yet? You need to be at 5 customers in 1 week, 10 customers in 2, 15 in 3, and in 4 weeks, you need to be at 20 customers. If you didn't start already, then you pretend you're starting today and you go get those 20 customers. You know what it takes? It takes 50 phone calls, maybe 75 conversations. It doesn't take 50 posts. If you're just posting and hoping, you may come up with a great social model, but if I can't do it and you can't teach it, don't depend on it. Do what we teach, which I'm going to go through the customer acquisition process in a minute. 5, 10, 15, 20. Then don't stop. Keep going till you get 2,000. This is your goals for customer acquisition, okay? Write them down. If you're not going to do them, stop watching, please. I don't want to play games. If you're only going to get 2 customers and you're going to quit, please don't watch this. You're wasting your life. You're wasting 20 more minutes with me. Just ignore this, all right? But if you're willing to go have conversations, if you believe the product is good for people, if you believe there's people out there, go get your darn goals. You got to get it done. Number 2, and by the way, discipline is knowing what you need to do, not wanting to do it, but doing it anyway. Knowing what you shouldn't do, but wanting to do it and not doing it anyway. That's discipline. So if you're going to be disciplined, you'll have your 20 customers for sure. If you're not, you won't. It's real simple. Are you disciplined or are you not? RVP goal getter legs. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different RVP legs. That means you've recruited me. It may not be me, but I may recruit Marcy. Marcy may recruit Tina. Tina might be the person who said, I want to be an RVP goal getter. So you need minimum 5 RVP goal getter legs, and you need 3 of them within 1 to 2 months. 1 to 2 months, you need 3 of them. Because otherwise, it's going to be hard for them to get you to RVP by December of next year. So this gets you 3 months. That way, they've got time to get to national director, which gets you to RVP, just their volume, okay? You don't need 3 ND legs. Don't take it the wrong way. But you need 3 legs with volume. And if they're working for goals, as you help them achieve goals, it helps you pop volume. Volume gets you across. Okay, so 1 to 2 months, you need 3 RVP legs. 1 to 6 months, you need 5. You're going to need 5. And you're going to need an eraser. Then don't stop. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is your goal ultimately, to have 12 different RVP legs. Why? 7 of them won't. RVP committed goal getters. They said they're going to do it. If you have 12 who say they're going to, you're going to have 3 who make it. You may have 7 who make it. But you'll have 3 if you got 12 12 legs who said they're going for it. And you may go, Dave, I got to recruit 12, but you don't have to recruit anyone. You don't have to watch this video. I'm giving you the plan to how to make 6 figures in this business in 1 year. I won't say guaranteed, but if you follow the plan, just like if you have 80 business owner conversations, you should have a funding. If you follow this plan, you should be RVP in 12 months. All right. Now, if you got 3 people who say they're going to be RVP, but they don't get 5 customers in 7 days, and they don't get 10 customers in 14 days, and they don't get 15 in 3, do you count them as an RVP? Like, no, a race, you got to keep building a team. The Detroit Lions don't count on me to be a defensive end, even if I want to be. I want the Jersey coach. They won't count on me because I'm not capable of squatting what they squat and taking that defensive tackle or offensive tackle and putting him on his back and getting to the quarterback. The quarterback could knock me around, right? So if you don't have someone who's capable or willing, don't count them as one of your 5. So this is what your goal is, all right? Then you want to go through your ranks. Team trainer, area trainer, regional trainer, area director, regional director, national director, RVP. These are the ranks you're going to go through. You want to be able to put check boxes next to them. When you got 250 in group revenue spread out over 3 legs, your team trainer, 1,000 area trainer, 5,000 regional trainer, 10,000, 25, 50, 100. Okay, these are the ranks you want to check off. So here's your goal sheet. And now you want to set goals. When will you have that if you're not already there? Well, Dave, I'm not focused on the RX product. Okay, then you're not going for the RV Pole Goal Getter plan. Yeah, but we sell multiple services. I know. But we're talking about most of your reps won't be able to get payment processing customers. Most of your reps won't get business funding customers. How do I know this? Because we've been doing this 7 years, made profit every year. People made significant money, and we don't have one national director yet. We don't have one person national director yet, except me. We got one regional director and one or two area directors. That's it. Because you got to recreate new revenue every month in funding. There's no residual revenue. You got to recreate every month. So if you want to do that, make good personal commissions and build a good front line, but don't ever expect to get all the benefits of the pay plan, RVP, expense allowance, car allowances, and all that, because you may get it 1 month, and next month, if your group doesn't fund a lot of people, you don't get any of those benefits. So we're building this. This is a network marketing pay plan, RVP, team that the masses can do. Everyone you recruit can do this. Everyone can do this. Not everyone can get $100,000 funding. They can, but they won't. We've proven that already. We've sponsored 50,000 plus people, and we've got probably 2,000 of them have gotten funding. So if you want to have those numbers, lead with funding. If you want and lead with funding, but attract a small team and does funding, it works. We've proven it. You can make a six-figure income doing that, just with having a team of 10 people who are all funding people, right? You can do it. You could, like a mortgage agency, you can make big money just doing funding. This is a network marketing RVP plan, though. Okay, free business, giveaway service that's under $20. I mean, literally, and pays out significant. We pay out over $9 in commission on a $20 product. And you can't get the product cheaper in the market. Doesn't exist. It's innovative. We've got it. A lot of people in the waiting room, guys, if we can keep them entered in. All right. RVP goal getters, you got this. This is your goals. Now, you want to be shooting for that. We're not looking for people who don't want to go for it. If you personally, you got my number, 248-808-0892, 248-808-0892, 248-808-0892. That is my mobile number. Don't text me for support. I'll ignore it. When I say support, I mean, can you tell me my agent ID number? I'm talking, if you want support in building your business, you're on the RVP Goal Getters team, I'm going to support you. But I promise you, if you're not getting your customers, I'm not going to be personally available for you. I can't be. As you can imagine, thousands of people will watch this video, will have my mobile number. And if they're emailing me to say, can you get me a status update on my funding? Can you get me a status update on, I'm not going to answer it. Okay, so just know that I won't answer those texts because we have departments that we pay salaries to answer those questions. All right. And they got the data right in front of them and they're doing it all day long. What I'll do is help you build an RVP group. I'll build you get to that. I'll help you lead a team to get to that level. So if you're trying to get your 5 customers and you've called more than 20 people and you don't have 5, call me. I'll role play with you and we'll get you your customer. But don't say you've called 20. I'll be able to know because you're going to role play. You're going to say it to me like you're calling a customer, and we'll know whether you've really called 20 or not. All right. So if you're going for it and struggling, call me. I will be your personal enroller to help you make it. Don't complain about not having an upline enroller. We're going to take all those legitimate reasons to feel you're at a disadvantage. We're going to take them off the table. Okay. They're off the table. Let you start for free, and we're going to support you for free, but you got to do your part. You got to show up to the gym, if you will. You got to arrive in the locker room with some effort the night before. You actually made calls. You actually tried to recruit. You actually tried. As long as you're doing all that, we got your back. Okay? And not only us, your leaders. You got leaders in your team that got your back. All right. So here's your goals. You got to be shooting for them 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4. Okay? One of the first questions I'll ask you is how long you been involved? 3 weeks. How many of you have you hit your 3 week goal yet? No. What goal are you on? 1. Why are you on goal number 1 still after 3 weeks? Did you just not make the calls? I didn't make the calls. Okay, great. Go make the calls and call me back. I'm happy to support you, but you got to do your part. I can't invest just like you can't. If you recruit me, learn what I'm saying to you isn't because I'm the founder of DAC. This is what I do as a rep in the field too. This is not rude. This is performance-based. This is my commitment and your commitment must equal. The results don't have to, but the commitment level does. You got to be putting in as much time, not as much time, as much effort and doing the work if you want me to come alongside and be available, because leadership, talking to people, coaching people takes a lot of time. And you don't coach people who don't do the things they learn. It's called fatigue. You get leadership fatigue of trying to support people who won't do the things they've heard to do. So this group is the performers. This is the group that's committing to perform, committing the activity levels. Okay, it's real easy to succeed. What you've heard already, you could leave now and do this, what you've heard, and you could just do that and win. Because the negative thought, the unconscious, is what causes most of the issue. Okay, so you're going to learn some duplication stuff. Customer acquisition and recruiting are taught to everyone who joins our company. They're all taught to everyone who joins the company. This stuff here is for the RVP goal getters. The masses don't need to learn this. You don't need to read it right now. Quit trying to read it. Okay, customer acquisition. You're going to want to teach customer acquisition process this way. They're going to get their onboarding training this way. Their customer acquisition training is this way. Everything is this way. Number one, doesn't matter the service we have. There's 5 steps. Number one, why we offer the service, our beliefs about the product and the need in the market. That's always most important. If I don't believe in it, it doesn't get launched. So I always lead with what I believe in. You got to believe there's a need, and you got to believe we've got a competitive advantage, and you got to believe we're different, and you got to believe it, not just say the words. I literally believe these or we don't launch it. Okay. So why we offer our service, our beliefs. Number 2, carrier info, information, features, and benefits of our service. Number 3, what to say, who to say it to, and how to approach them. So how to approach someone, how to say it, and who to say it to. How to enroll someone once they want to go to the next level. So this is write down the word sorting. You're sorting through people. That doesn't mean you're treating them like an egg and you're looking for the good eggs and the bad eggs. You're not, but your job is to not be responsible for the outcome. It's be responsible for the outreach. And then you find out who goes to step 4. They're ready to enroll. If they don't want to go to step 4, it's not your fault. You did the outreach. Now, you got to do the outreach the right way. You got to be following the training. As long as you follow the training, then you're going to have many of them go to step 4. If you call and talk to 80 business owners, you're going to have 2 fill out an application. You're going to get 1 funding. If you have 80 business owner conversations, the way we teach, hey, you don't know me directly. I was, right? If you do it that way, I hear many people don't do it that way. They don't even mention you don't know me directly. Okay. I can't help you to do it the way that works. I can only teach what works. So how to enroll, and then follow up with them to make sure they're satisfied customers, find out what can help them be more satisfied, and also say, do you know anyone else that I might be able to help that I could refer people to? There's your process. Are you doing that now? Do you know these now? This is what you want to know for every service you're approaching. If you don't know why we're offering a service and what our beliefs are, don't market the service yet. Get that. Why? Experts have proven human nature, you feel things before you hear things. You can sense things. The reason why people do things matters more than what they're saying or doing. You ever had someone say the right words, but your instincts tell you something doesn't feel right? Yeah, that's that sixth sense. The reality is you can feel discernment, Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it. You can feel whether something feels right in your gut. Go with your gut always. So this here, if you've got this down, why we're doing it, if you're only trying to get 5 customers so you can hit your goal, they're going to sense that out and feel like you have commission breath. That's not why. The outreach is to help them. The outreach is to offer them an amazing product. The outreach is to offer them a great savings. The outreach is to help their family, not to talk them into something. If they don't take prescriptions or they're going to break even, they may say it's not worth it. You say, it'd be doing me a favor to help me, but I understand if you don't want to convert over to this, I get it. And you move on. You don't get into the making them feel bad, stuff like that. Outreach with what we believe, features and benefits when the right customer comes along. This is what we say. We'll save you money every time, or we flat out refuse to do business with you. It's that simple. We're going to save you money on your prescriptions, or we don't want to do business with you. It's real simple. How do we know? Check the list. What's your prescriptions? Are they on it? Great. You spending more than $20 or more than 30 for your family? Great. We're going to save you money. Or we don't want to do business with you. We don't want to put you in a worse situation. Okay. Do you believe that? If you believe that, you got it. It's the same thing with funding. If you don't have a good opportunity to pursue, we don't want you to take the money. We had a client get approved for $250,000 last week. In one day, she took 30 only. The rep wanted, I'm sure, would have loved a commission on a 250, but would the rep love a commission on $250,000 when the person doesn't need $250,000 and they're going to have 220,000 sitting in the bank that they're paying big interest on and they're not going to use it? I don't want that commission. Do you? If you do, you don't belong in our company. So I'm glad they only took 30 because that's all they needed, because that's all they were going to put to work to grow their income. Right? So same thing. If someone doesn't have prescriptions, we don't sign them up. Well, come on, Joe, I need to hit my 5. I need to hit my 5. You can have the goal to hit your 5, but you just approach more people. You have more outreach so you find the right 5 and they'll never leave your service. And then you keep doing the same thing. You'll find the right 10, the right 15, the right 20, not the wrong ones. And I hope some of them get healthier and get off their prescription and leave the service. And you got to get 2 more next year because 2 people got healthy and didn't need pharmaceutical. Wouldn't that be a blessing? Yeah. Well, I got to go get 2 customers. Are you really caring about your customers? I hope half of them get healthy every year. They don't, unfortunately. But if they can, good for them. So there's your 5-step customer. The masses are going to hear that from us. Recruiting. What's the recruiting process? Goal is to attract many, but duplicate leaders. We already said it. Number 1, why does DAC exist? And what is our beliefs? Number 2, who to approach and how to approach them. Number 3, what to say to attract leader types. You're in the RVP plan. If you want to attract everybody, it's just, hey, would you like to make money outside of what you're currently doing? We got a business. It's free. You can market great services. You can make some great part-time money. Interested in checking something out to supplement your income? I'll send you a video you can watch. That attracts a lot of people. You want to attract leaders? It's one little tweak. Hey, interested in making some serious money? Serious money? Outside of what you're doing, because I'm working directly with the founder of a company and we're bringing a movement nationwide, innovative products, and we're looking for some serious-minded people and make some serious income leading up a national organization. Are you interested in checking something like that out? 8 out of 10 are not interested in that. 2 out of 10 are going, you got my interest. Now, the first one, 5 out of 10 would be interested in it. There's no serious, there's no leadership, there's no. But when you say, like I said, the second one, all of a sudden you're approaching to attract leader types. Okay. And by the way, if you called me and said, hey, do you want to make a little money marketing a diet product tomorrow? I'd say, yeah, not interested. Hey, I'm working with the CEO of a company. They launched this innovative diet product. We're looking for some serious leaders to lead a national movement in the fitness industry. There's serious money on the table. You interested in looking? Now I'm like, do I want to look? I mean, this is a serious opportunity, obviously. They're not looking just to market a couple products. They want to build a national movement. You see the difference? Follow what we're saying, you'll attract people and you'll be able to check these numbers off quickly. Well, David, I'm not a leader yet. Who cares? You're a leader by saying it that way, by moving forward. Then you enroll them and then you do training and do an RVP sort. So the onboarding training, we do the RVP sort. If they come in for that, we then say we're looking for the people who want to be RVP goal getters. If you want to hit this hard and you want to be one of those leaders we were talking about, it's okay if you don't. It's okay if you don't. But if you want to be one of those leaders we were talking about, we're going to have a private game plan we want to send you for those who are shooting for RVP in 12 months. Now, this people want to make a serious impact, and they're going to take this seriously like now. If that's you, let me know. If not, we totally get it. It's not for most people to be an RVP leader, RVP goal getter. We get it if it's not you. But if it is you, let us know. Because our job is, when we're here, our job is to introduce a great business, yes, but it's also to identify those who want to help make a major impact and be leaders with us and take them in immediately and start building private relationships with them. So you decide where you're at. It's okay either way. I would take this and type that up. And I say it a little different every time, but I would take what you just heard and I'd put it on paper and I'd say it 100 times. I'd say it 100 times over and over and over again until you can say that in your own belief. By the way, do you believe it? Absolutely. I hope you believe it. If not, go back to why we exist. Why does DHC exist? Why do we exist? Why does RVP Goal Getters exist? Because you don't build millions of customers without having thousands of leaders. You don't have thousands of leaders without looking for them, talking to them, having a plan for them. They don't just stumble their way into leadership. Okay. Enroll, training, and then we give them an RVP game plan. Everyone else goes to the masses game plan, the mass enrollment, the mass get started, do your goals, go for it. Here's how to move up the pay plan. Those are all great things. It's almost like, here's a great program if you want to lose 20 pounds at Planet Fitness. Here's a program if you want to run an Ironman and cut your body fat to 12%. And boom, and boom, and boom. And there's a personal trainer who's going to work with you. See the difference? This one's going to turn, some of you need this to get turned on to work out. Me, give me a goal. The best shape I ever got in when someone challenged said I couldn't do a triathlon. I had 4 months. I did it and I finished. But it was because of that goal. It wasn't because I wanted to go run. It's because it was a challenge. Some of you want to be challenged like that. Okay. And some of they do too. Now, the RVP Goal Getters. Here's the thing you guys are going to get trainings on. We're going to be talking about this a lot. How to do the presentations, how to do the trainings, how to do the game plans, how to taproot through your team to find the leaders, because it's not always the people you personally enroll. How to lead a team, how to create that culture using conference calls and Zooms to create a culture of performance and attract more leaders. How to do recognition, private recognition in your team. Do you realize that everything you need to build a $1 million annual income is on the board right now? If you duplicate what there's nothing more to this industry. I've been doing this over 30 years. I've literally recruited thousands of people, millions of people, well, not millions, but about 600,000 people in my groups, in my teams. And I'm telling you, you've got it all on the whiteboard. You don't need to spend 10 grand on a training. You don't need to spend 100 grand to go to the next training. You don't need to spend 7,000 to go to that person's training. The people building today are doing things different than they were 6 years ago because the times have changed. And anyone who hasn't built a big group in the last few years shouldn't be training. So I'm in the pay plan. I get paid on the pay plan. I don't get paid on your trainings. I don't get paid to sell you a training, right? I get paid for you to succeed. So what you're seeing right here, if you think you need to learn anything outside of this, you don't. There will be, these are the main branches. There's twigs off every one of them, right? This is like the trunk. This is a 7-tree trunk here. Yeah, there's branches off each one. This presentation training's got 7 steps to it. This training's got 5 or 6 different trainings you're going to learn how to do. This game plan has got 2 or 3 main things that you got to know really how to cover. How to taproot through your team is how to look for imposters versus producers, and how to really help your team grow, to help your links be links. It's okay if they're not a leader. Help them be a link. They can make great money being a link to a leader. You're not using them to find a leader. You're supporting them when you help them. It's like following up with a customer to get a referral. If I'm just a link, that's what every agent is, either a link or a leader. They're not both. Now, they could be a link to a leader, and it could be a leader over many links, because we all can approach more people. So if you have 10 people in your team and none of them's taking a leadership role, but they're all actively trying to make some part-time money, and they're actively talking to customers, and they're actively talking to reps, then guess what's going to happen? Those 5 people they talk to, because they're on your presentation or my presentation, are going to hear that we're looking for some people that want to take a serious commitment and want to go, even if they weren't recruited that way, they're going to hear that in every presentation. So they're going to have an opportunity to say, hey, that's me. The person who enrolled me might just be checking this out, playing with it slow, making a little money. They're focused on other things in their life. They're a teacher and they've got coaching at night and they've got all this, and it's not the right time to be committed to a business. We get it. But they may refer 3 or 4 people, and Bill, who they refer, says, dude, my buddy John's a coach and he's a teacher and he's got kids. And he's like, he can't commit to leading this, but he told me about this, thought it might be right up my alley. And I want to be one of those RVP dude. Bill wins. Bill was a link to a leader. Bill overrides everything that his friend does. So you're not using links to leaders. You're supporting them because you're building the fire from the bottom up. If you help that leader do a lot of revenue, guess who earns on it? The person who referred them. Right? So that's why we help everybody, because everybody knows somebody. And somebody knows a leader, whether they know it or not. All right. So you've just got everything you need. Now we're going to start digesting this every Monday. Every Monday, we're going to digest this. But for right now, this is what you got to focus on. You got to focus on getting your 5, 10, 15, or 20 customers. Do you spend more than $20 a month on prescriptions? Any of you, do you? Some of you do and haven't signed up for the service. I don't know what to say about that. You're overspending and you think you're going to get customers. If you don't believe yourself, there's no reason. Now, I'm not saying you got to get the service. If you're not spending more than 20 and your drugs aren't on there and you don't think it's a value, then don't sign up, of course. But like someone said on there, it said, I don't take any prescription medications, but I certainly can see. I talked to a leader on the phone the other day. His name's John, and my buddy Rick, who's also a leader in our company. They were leaders in my past company. They're excited about this. They're running with us now. And one of them, I did a 3-way call. He goes, listen, I don't take prescription medication, but I sure the heck can see the masses do. And I sure the heck can see that $20 for unlimited. I can see just like someone who says, I don't watch many movies, but I still got Netflix because I was going to watch a few and it's better than the $20 price. If you only take one prescription, it may be worth it for you or two. If your team does 1 or 2. So you're approaching them with, do you spend more than $20 as an individual? If they got a family, then you can say, hey, do you spend more than $30 a month on your entire family for prescription medication? Yeah, why? No, I don't. Why? Doesn't matter the reason. No or yes. No or yes. No, I don't. Why, Dave? Oh, I just partner with a company that we are bringing an innovative pharmacy plan to the market. Now, they already said they don't. I'm not trying to talk them into it. I'm exciting them with what I've got because they know people who need this. So, oh man, I'm glad you don't. That's awesome. The reason I say that is we just partner with a company that's bringing this innovative pharmacy plan to the market. It's spectacular. It's one flat monthly price and all your prescriptions are free. So anyone spending more than $20 as an individual, they get that. And if they don't have to spend 70, 60, 50, they get it for $20. Even if they had new prescriptions they had to get or over-the-counter medication, all kinds of cool stuff. It's really cool, but I'm glad you're in a situation you don't. If you know anyone who's struggling with paying for a lot of prescriptions, pass them my way. Done. That's an outreach that didn't turn into an outcome of yes today, but it's a seed planted. And what happens at Christmas when someone's going, God, I just got put on these new drugs. And hey, you know what? I got a friend, Dave, who reached out to me and he told me about some new flat price thing. I don't really know. He went through it pretty quick. He's pretty excited about some innovative thing. I don't know what it was. They don't need to remember what it was. They knew you were excited about it. You said it was innovative. You said you were going to make a massive impact. You said you were out to make a difference for the pharmaceutical industry nationwide. Your uncle at Christmas is complaining about his pharmaceutical. I'll tell you what, I'll send you Dave's information. Or you want me to have Dave reach out to you? And all of a sudden they're passing on a referral to you because you were excited about what you do. A lot of my business funding comes from people that know I'm excited about what we do in business funding. So they share it with people. If I just mention it once and never mention it again, if I'm not excited about a pharmacy plan, I'm not going to get any referrals. But when you're excited about it and you tell them that's why we say when you have a conversation with the business owner's receptionist, you give them the same thing. You don't know me directly. I just want to introduce myself. We love to help businesses with business funding. You're in the roofing business. We'd love to help that. You don't know me directly, but I saw your truck on the road. Are you the owner? No, I'm not the owner. Oh, okay. Is the owner in? No, he's busy right now or she's busy. No problem. Yeah, would it be okay if I got them some information? Because we're really excited. Banks are awesome. But unfortunately, banks don't give much money to help businesses grow. That's what we do. That's why we exist. And I want to make sure every business in this town knows we exist because business owners are brave, man, and they do great things. We want to make sure they got the money to pursue all their opportunities. You don't think that receptionist is looking at me like a better person? Yeah. If you don't share that and you just go, okay, cool, I'll call back. Okay, good luck getting through. They're a gatekeeper. They're called gatekeepers because they don't open the gate. Do it like we said and watch how they go, okay. And they open a gate. Or they'll pass it on. Hey, someone called offering business funding. You may want to call them. Same thing with this. Be excited about your pharmaceutical plan, even if they're not spending 20, and you're going to get some referrals. And you could even ask them, do you know anyone who is? Okay. So how many conversations do you need to have 5 customers? We don't know that number yet. We don't know that number yet because we haven't done this long enough, and I'm not going to give you a fake number. I'm not going to say it's 12. It may only be 8. And I'm not going to say it's 12 if it's 17. I don't know yet. We don't know. I can tell you this. The average American family is spending $1,600 a year on pharmaceutical, maybe $1,680, something like that. 30% of the people get a prescription, don't take it because they can't afford it. Adherence is people are buying the prescription, cutting it in half and taking half a day because they can't afford to get the prescription every month. This is an epidemic issue. So that means if you call 50 people, you should have 20 customers. I would think. We don't know that yet for sure, but I would think that's the case. Maybe the number's 75. I don't know yet. Okay. But that'll give you the thing. Now let's go to, so that was your customer acquisition on what to say to a new person. Why do we exist? Some of the things I just said. Why does the pharmacy partner exist? Because they wanted to take the greed. I was on a conference call with Doug, the founder of the pharmaceutical company, last week with an insurance company. And I heard him give his presentation, or the discussion, what I call his presentation, to the insurance company. And as I was listening, he said, you know, what's a shame is when I got in this industry 30 years ago, the pharmaceutical cost was only a couple cents out of every dollar. Couple cents out of every dollar. Now it's like 25 to 35 cents out of every dollar of a healthcare dollar that's spent by a family. 25 to 30% of a healthcare dollar is the drugs. He says, you know what's sad? The price of the drugs has not gone up. That gap is called greed. The gap is greed, not higher price wholesale costs. The gap from what it used to cost to what it costs now is greed. And he said, I wanted to take the greed out of the industry. That's why we do what we do. They could charge more. They don't. We could charge a fee for DAC, couldn't we? I'd make a lot more money. It's not legal to pay it out to you as the upline, so I'd benefit. You wouldn't. We'd still recruit thousands of people every year. If I had $1,020 bills, that adds up. So why we're doing this is to make a massive impact. Let's go to your questions. Write down your goals. You got to be shooting for them. You got to reach out to your team and ask them if they're serious, if they want to be a part of this, and let's see where they're at. Let's go to your questions. Any questions about what you see here? Christopher Sanchez, how you doing, Chris?
Wow, David. Amazing. Really is amazing. It is a lot to take in at one time. I will admit that.
Yep.
I've run 3 businesses, and I wish I would have had a layout like this in the previous times. My question comes under the section right behind you in the middle. Here we go, customer acquisition.
Yep.
I know you don't want us to use your words verbatim, but you had mentioned something under step 3, what to say. And unfortunately, it went by that quick.
Yep.
Could you give me another example exactly similar to what you said? And I know it all comes natural for you.
Yeah. What type? Well, it doesn't come natural. It's been thought about so that it feels natural because I believe it. So that's why it's not scripted in my head. They're actual beliefs. But what service are you talking about?
Never mind. You just hit the nail on the head that I was thinking about, getting back to belief.
Yes.
Okay. That's what I'm putting in my notes here when sharing the RX program or any of the other services that we offer. It gets down to belief.
Yeah, I think
for some reason it didn't click with me before, but it is now.
Yeah, good. Good, because once you have that changes what you say. And by the way, we're gonna have customer acquisition training for every service, where we'll talk about that for every service. So the masses, the average person will be able to watch that. So you won't have to teach all your team this. You'll just have to make sure they watched it. You know, I've got my list. You saw the list on the whiteboard last week of all the things we're making. I made 2 of them just before we started this. So we're constantly getting things off the checklist and onto the launch list, and so that app can go live with all this stuff in it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And by the way, the app and the app has a website too. It's not just an app. We've had a lot of people go, I hope I don't have to be able to use my mobile phone to do this. No, you get a website you can log into, or you can do it from your app. It's just 80% of the world today lives on their phone and does their business through their mobile phone. So we wanted to have a product to do that. All right, who else? We got Melody. How you doing, Melody? If you want to unmute yourself, then
Hi. Yeah. And we've danced this before, but I think maybe you might have a little bit more clarity now. On the 501c3s.
Yeah.
I have probably at least 4 that are, are really super interested in this or whatever. So I want to know how to get them signed up, how that whole process works.
Okay, I'm going to stick to the RVP plan right now, but I'm going to answer this. We'll have to edit this out because this is about the RVP plan. That's the only thing I want to take questions on.
Okay,
right now.
I'm sorry.
But it's okay. I wasn't clear about that. So we'll just edit this out of the video. But you sign them up just like any other rep signs up. So you send them to your partner page and they join there as an independent agent of DAC under their nonprofit name, using their nonprofit tax ID number when they sign up. And then then they'll have a link, and then they use that link to refer their customers to. We're working on a fundraising package. We're building a fundraising package, but that's not our priority. Our priority is the other things that we need done first. But once we have an RVP or a fundraiser package, it'll be great. You could just send them that, and it explains everything pretty. But right now, that's a lower priority on our to-do list. But it is on the list, and it will get done. For now, it's a kind of a manual process. Sign them up, talk to them about. They'll have a link, and you can refer them from there.
Okay, so on the link, on their link, they can do the 501c3 there on their link.
The 501c3, all that is a tax exempt corporation.
Okay.
It's a nonprofit company. They have a tax ID number though. They're just tax exempt, so they can sign up. They have to keep their 501c3. That's just an exemption from the IRS. That means they don't have to pay tax. Okay. So we don't pay any attention to that when they sign up. Oh, you're saying, how do we make it so we don't issue them a 1099? Even if we did, they don't have to pay. But if you have a nonprofit organization, you can have them email support and just tell them I'm a nonprofit and send their 501c3 there.
And they just use their 501c3 name when they sign up, correct?
Yeah, they have to. Otherwise, they're not tax exempt. Only that name is tax exempt. Yep.
Okay.
First Church of Nazareth or whatever, that's the tax exempt, not Pastor Bill. Pastor Bill has to pay tax if Pastor Bill earns personal income.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I was just.
Thank you, Melody.
All right.
No, appreciate it. And by the way, guys, please, and Melody did nothing wrong there because I wasn't clear in saying I want to take questions on this product. On the RVP plan. This is you as an RVP leader. What questions do you have about this plan? Because that's what I want to focus on here. Who's next?
We have Jennifer Payne. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Oh my goodness. How you doing, Jen?
I am doing fabulous. And yourself?
Long time no see. Glad to see you.
Yeah, glad to see you as well. So happy to be here. First of all, it's fabulous. I just pray that everyone, thank you for distilling this for us. And I just pray that everyone has understanding of its value. That watches this video. My question is under RVP goal setters, on the bottom right there, what are the final 2? So be your left so my right, your left. Yeah, there you go. The final 2 there. Thanks so much, David.
Conference call culture system, how to use conference calls and Zooms to build a team culture when you're not all in the same city. And then what type of individual team recognition contests and incentives that you'll want to run. So corporate will do all of this stuff too, but you want to have your own personal culture and your own team culture and your own team recognition, etc.
All righty. Well, thanks so much. Appreciate you.
You too, Jen. Thank you.
All right, next up we have Garnet Banfield. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, good morning, Dave, and everyone else.
Good morning, Garnet.
Yeah, I was actually with David. I was actually with your company about 6 years ago in the early days, and did pretty well. Built a sizable team. Didn't get as much customers, but I like this plan. What I'm seeing here. My question is, as far as marketing to get these 20 customers. Of course, we have friends and family, but there's also the internet. What
Yeah.
limitations do we have as far as, let's say I was to put an ad on Craigslist, for example,
Mhm.
right? What limitations do we have as far as marketing? I know I was told that certain things I can't use the brand name DAC as a image. I'm aware of that. But what limitations are there?
The limitations are you can't use our name or our partner's name unless we approve it.
Okay.
So what we did, Garnet, and by the way, welcome back.
Thank
You're
you.
going to see our funding's improved. We now have a funding platform that does everything, so you can do a lot less, and we approve a lot more clients. So that's good news. But we made marketing stuff so that you could take and publish it. We just send an email out to all the reps who have our email on file to see one of the brochures. They're in the Agent Resource Center.
Right.
So you can modify those right on Canva and download them, so you can put that on Craigslist. But if you're going, so there's no limitations except that you're liable for what you say. You're liable for what you say, and you
Right.
can't use our name or our partners' names unless we approve them. And we don't want to sit and approve 22,000 people's Craigslist
Right.
post, right? So
Right.
use an image, use something we've already created. We've already created ads. Use those. Those came from our partner. They gave us, we redesigned a couple things. If you go on the Agent Resource Center, you're going to see marketing stuff, and then you're going to see other resources. Other were 100% created by our supplier. And there's a lot of information on there. And we distilled it down to less information because of the quick review, the quick scan that our reps are used to using of quickly behind. So check the Agent Resource Center, check there. We will approve anything. If you want to send it, if you got something unique, send it. But we've already got videos, we've already got posts, we've already got postcards, business cards, and 8.5 by 11 brochures.
I've seen it. Okay, so I can use any of that stuff, no problem. I don't have to send an email to support to get it approved. It's
Nope.
just, it's approved already.
You can use that as it sits. Yep.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, next up we've got Minor. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, how you doing, David? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Minor. How you doing, buddy?
All right. Hey, I just want to further start off saying, hey, I like the new flyers and business cards and stuff. I already ordered like 100 of business cards. I mean, yeah, the cards to hand out to people and stuff. But my question is, what do you suggest? Like with the flyers, that as a business, like when I talk to a business owner, somebody that owns a store or a manager, is to ask them, can I put my flyer in the store? Or to ask them with their employees to partner with us as well, and they can have their information on they can become a partner with us and put their information on there, and then all of them be on me.
Yeah, you can certainly, as you're going out and talking to people, you've got the brochure, you could let them know, hey, you could, same thing you'd say to anyone else. We're looking to make a massive impact, and we'd love to help all of your customers. And by the way, if you ever wanted to earn by referring customers yourself, you could. Now you have to decide whether or not you're going to, go to that. A lot of doctors' offices won't do that. They're part of bigger facilities and they can't receive. Some can. So you have to decide. The options are yours. You're an independent agent. They're allowed to sign up as an agent. You would earn override revenue instead of personal revenue. They wouldn't count toward your personal revenue requirements. They'll count to your group revenue requirements. So, but you're welcome to sign up people, whether it's a church, whether it's if a church fundraiser signs up, to put this up on their screen, and they're going to get $2 to $5 per member who uses this. But more importantly, they're going to help a lot of their members save a lot of money. And a lot of people sitting in their church who can't afford to buy prescription drugs will be able to. And so absolutely you can sign them up, but keep in mind, And by the way, we're taking questions again, not on the RVP. So I only want to take questions on the RVP. I'm going to do a better job of answering. What questions have you got about the RVP plan? RVP plan that you saw on the board. If you got a question about that, keep your hand up. If not, please put your hand down. That's all I want to take questions on today. The rest of the stuff you can email support, or we'll take them at the end of this, so I don't have to do a bunch of edits. iPhone's got their hand up. What do you got, iPhone?
All right. Hey, David, nice having you on. Question I have is about the RVP is like when we're signing up an insurance agency. Like I have an owner of an insurance agency. And I told him that it may be something in the pipeline that he wanted to sign up as an individual rep. But you mentioned that we can probably sign up an agency. But I heard a question posed to you the other day. Would that mean how do you avoid having two positions or appearing to attempt to have two positions?
Yeah. Okay. Listen, I'm going to answer that in a few minutes.
Okay.
I want to know this is the reason I've made over $10 million in this industry. I'm not an NFL athlete. Is because I build leaders who want to build leaders. So let's not go after what's the fundraiser information or signing up an individual right now. Let's talk about how we're going to attract people who want to build a 10,000 person group. Let's talk about how we're going to recruit a person who's going to get to national director. That's all we want to talk about right now. If you want to talk, and by the way, I'm not coming down on you for asking the question. I'm coming down on myself that I didn't set this up properly, the Q&A session. All right. So I only want to talk about duplication of leaders right now. People who are going to be leaders building teams. If you got a customer you can bring on 70,000 people tomorrow, I don't want to hear about it right now. I don't want to talk about, that's not a leader. That's a big organization. We can sign them up. Great. We can talk about that offline. I'll take questions about that last, but I want to have a tool that we put up that answers questions about duplication of leaders only. And I don't want to have to edit out 3 questions to bring on the one question that mattered, to bring 3, to bring 1, because our team says which questions you want in and out. So I end up doing it myself. Right. So do me a favor. If you've got a question about how to build a national director or an RVP, how to attract an RVP, what to say to that RVP, whatever that is, that's what I want to talk about right now. In a minute, I'll go to any question you got about anything that is DAC, and that way it'll save me a bunch of time later. All right. So any questions about attracting and building RVP groups, leading RVP groups, opening groups that lead to those groups, anything like that, let's talk about it. Who do we got? I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see who's on.
Yeah, I've got you. We have Eric Martin. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, David.
Hi, Eric. How are you?
Good. I have a question regarding getting the 20 customers first. So yeah. I spent years doing cold calls. That's how I made my living. My question is, how do you generate, or do you have somewhere in the back office ideas of where to generate leads offline?
Yeah. So great question. All of our customer acquisition comes down to warm market is where we start. Why? Because everyone you recruit has got a warm market. You don't need 2,000 customers. You can get 2,000. That's cold marketing. We'll teach that in other trainings. But for the masses, we teach, that means the average person, how to get 20 customers from your friends and family in warm market, because everyone can do that. Not everyone can cold call. Not everyone can do social posts the right way. And you may put up a social post and pull 1 customer. Someone else may pull 90. Well, that 90 isn't because of the post. It's because of the relationship that person has with everyone in their social network. And we can't teach how to build a social network over the next 10 years so that when you do a post, you get 30 customers. So we got to teach what everyone who's never had a big social following, has never done cold calling, has never done business to business marketing. What can they do? They can all make a warm market list, reach out to friends and family, neighbors, people at church, people at school, people at work. And that's what we teach. Outside of that, there's other things on how to go to the cold market, we'll call it, other people's warm market. But that's not what we teach in our RVP system. That'll be in separate trainings, because the masses can't do that and won't do that. Fair enough? So make a list of warm marketers where your mobile phone has probably got 300 names in it. You've probably got 75 customers in your mobile phone. Maybe it's got 3,000 names. And if not, you've got friends and family. You start there and ask for referrals. But doing this a long time, I've had people say, you don't know my friends, you don't know my family. I'm like, give me their names. Let me call them. I promise you they're customers in that list. Yeah, but they know I've done these type things before. Okay, then just say to them, I know I've called you about other things. I know it. Just put it right on the table. I know I've called you about other, but look at the merits of this, man. I've never had something like this. It's an amazing service. We're making a major impact. And then tell them about it if you really believe that. Okay, Harlequin.
Hey, David, how are you today?
Fabulous. How are you?
Doing great.
Good.
This is a question that I personally know at least part of the answer, but I'd like to get your take on it, but also for other people who might be in this situation. I have been in and around network marketing for many years, and I know some leaders that I've met along the way in other companies. Some of them are not actively building those companies anymore, but they have leadership potential.
Yep.
Or not potential, but they've proven leadership capabilities.
Yeah.
How would you approach somebody like that?
Each person be a little different based on what you believe about them and where you believe they are in their life right now. So if you feel they're done with building a network marketing team, like I asked this gentleman the other day, he's got a very successful real estate business. I'll come back to that. But so I would, to answer your question, it depends on who they are. You're trying to find out whether they're open, right? Whether they're open to help make a major impact. They get it. They built a big group. They already know whether or not they've got what it takes. They know they've got what it takes. Do they want to give what it takes? Right? Do they want to lead a team? They know that means calls and frustrations and roller coasters of emotions and stuff with their team. They know that. So you just want to find out if the right thing came along, do you have some fuel in that tank to make a major impact? Because we want to make a major impact. That sentence has to come up at some point. Now, if you know they're actively building, then I'd say, are you really satisfied with where you're building right now? And do you want to are you remaining focused there? Because we've got something that's pretty special, and we're looking to make a major impact, and I'm looking to attract some leaders. So I'm just seeing what level of openness you might have. So something along those two lines. I talked to this gentleman. He's got a successful real estate business. He might be watching right now. And he said, listen, I know how to build. I got a real good real estate company right now. He's not in network marketing right now. I got a real estate company. I've been doing this 30 years. So I got from friends and family, everyone who wants to buy a home, sell a home that I've dealt with in the past uses me. I don't have to go looking for clients. It's turnkey. But I still don't have myself set up where if I want to shut that down, I got a cash cow to pay me forever, because it's just like our business funding. You got to redo it over and over. And so I see this. So, well, do you have any, same thing? Do you have any fuel left in that tank to lead a big group? Maybe I'm thinking that through. He said, I know I can get a lot of customers. I know that. And I know that people would do well. I got to think through whether I want to do what it takes. That's perfect. That's perfect. So yeah, I would just reach out and let them know what you believe about DAC, why you believe it's different, what you believe about this product, the 1-2 punch of residual income, giveaway $20 product with the major impact ability, major innovative. No one else is doing it. And then the business funding platform, Now Money. No one else is doing it. You add those two things together in a free business. Do you think we got something special in the home-based business space? And most people in network marketing recognize it. Even if they don't say it, they're usually overriding a check, and that's why they don't publicly say it, because they don't want to lose their public check. Their team, they got a team doing well. So they're not applauding us, many of them publicly, but privately they do. They know we're the future of MLM. So did that answer your question?
Yes, sir, it did. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And by the way, I will say this, the people who've done best in my companies that I've owned were people who had never done well in network marketing. Just so you know, you don't have to find people who've done well. If they've done well, great. But what I mean by that is with what we've got in place, it's the people who come in and are coachable and follow the coaching and do it that do best. Now, DAC has been more of a B2B company with a multi-level component. It's not been a network marketing company just because it's got a network pay plan, because the product wasn't a network marketing product. But now that we've got a network marketing service or product, you can build and leave a residual behind you. This is pretty significant. Plus the funding is, our funding apps are up because of this product. So we know what it's going to do. All right. Who's next?
Next up, we have Joel. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Joel. How you doing, Joel?
Hey, good, David. Last time you saw me, I was in a bathroom setting tile.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway,
Yes.
hey, man, so many things you hit on that are so true. Number one, if you've been in this multi-level business and you have heard of other leaders talk about it, and from Trump to anywhere, this is a thing to get into, you guys, if you really want to create long-term cash flow kind of thing. And so that's always been a belief of mine. Number two, thank you for really simplifying the plan, putting it on a board and saying, this is what you need to do, A, B, C. This is what you need to do. We're going to have training. We're going to break it on down and break it down for you. And that leads to my question. On Mondays, this is what it's going to be with the RVP plan, is break down each component on what's on the whiteboard today?
Yep. Sometimes we'll have a tool done prior. We'll say, watch this. We're going to discuss it Monday. Like, this is the 7 steps of how to do an effective presentation. Here it is on video, because some of this, it's easier for me to just do rather than doing it live with you guys. And you'll be able to watch it and then bring it to discussion. But yes, this is going to be, I'm looking at Mondays as being like our locker room training on how to duplicate all of our leaders to one system. Awesome. So that means we got to go through how to do the presentation. We got to go through how to do the training. We got to go through how to teach customer acquisition. We got to go through how to open a new market using a Zoom. So we're going to talk about all those things on Mondays. And those are going to become a series that you could watch and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch. In our past, we used to have conventions. We call them leadership seminars, where we do a Friday, Saturday, Sunday and teach it all. And so you could teach it all in 30 hours, you could teach it all in like 15 hours of seminar time. But it was an intensive and it's very expensive, because we have to travel staging and sound systems and DJs and all the different stuff. And now you got to charge for it. So in the Zoom world, we're going to just do it through a bunch of Mondays, and then we'll be able to circle through that. And we'll have some strategy sessions sometimes. So it's going to vary. I've never done it through Zoom like this, right? So I'm going to have a lot of fun, because I've done it weekend seminars for a lot of years. And I'm looking forward to taking what we've learned over the last 5 years of using Zoom and all our years of doing seminars and combining them into a free method to give you all the information. And it may be where we do an intensive 3 days in a row. So we're still playing that out, but this was the first one to just go through what the masses are. But yes, Mondays will be dedicated RVP, is only in the RVP plan. Awesome.
And I just wanted to say one more thing, is that I'm working with Nick right now, and he's been really patient with me, because I just got a new job, and I'm like trying to fit all of this in. So I want to give a shout out to Nick on reaching back out, me, texting him and calling, and he's an amazing guy. He's in another country, and that's even more stand up to me. I started off looking at another, a lending company that wanted to charge me. And as I was trying to find more information out on this, was months ago, I found somebody who did this thing on YouTube, and it was for your company. And I'm glad I jumped ship to come on board with DAC, because, man, you break everything down, you simplify it, you have a great belief system, and I'm really on board with everything. I'm trying to get all the pieces together to get a starting date, because I don't want to start it and and drop it and start and drop. I don't believe in that. I want to grab something and just go. So I just want to let you know that Nick is just an amazing guy, and I'm all on board with this, guys. So
All right.
I appreciate everything you do.
Joel, thank you so much. And Nick DeHame, you're speaking about, obviously. And yeah, he is an amazing young man. He's doing great. He's a great mentor, and he's a great partner for you. I'm glad you're working with him. All right. Who else do we got?
All
We're
right,
glad you're with us, Joel.
we have Carmen up next. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Carmen.
Hi, Carmen.
Hi, I keep getting muted.
You're good now. We can hear you.
Okay, so I took a long time to get everything started, and I got my cards, my drop cards for DAC, and I called the Chamber of Commerce, and I have 2 meetings, one on Wednesday and one in January. And I told her that I work for this guy that loves giving money to small businesses, and she wants to talk to me, and I'm terrified, but I'm gonna go, and I want to know, should I bring up this new product we have? Because I'm all excited about this, and I've told a lot of my relatives. They haven't really said yes, but they're interested, so I'm trying, but I just want to know, what should I say?
Let me address 2 things with this, because I'm glad you brought up, you've mentioned it to a lot and they're excited, but so I would say I wouldn't bring it up immediately. I would stick with the funding, but I'd mention, by the way, our company also just partnered with an innovative pharmacy product. We can talk about that later. So you just mention it.
Okay.
I would stay focused on the funding right now, because that's what you approach them with. Too many services scare people rather than excite them. You like it, just like me. If I own McDonald's, I'm glad we have salads and burgers. But if you're launching a brand new restaurant, and you say you're Thai and you're Indian and you're pizza and you're spaghetti and you're this and you're that and you're this, people go, that restaurant's not going to have really good food. So you don't want to be a jack of all trades, because then you're a master of none, is what people will think. So stay with what you've got. As far as your friends and family that you've talked about the RX, you want to ask a question. Would you like to check it out? Or would you like me to help see if your pharmaceutical medication is on it? Do you spend more than 20? So you want to get to because you're sorting through, you want to find out whether they're interested or not. Your outreach involves informing and then finding out if it makes sense, if they want to check it out. Would you like to check that out? Would you like me to help you check it out? Would you like to try it? Try it is a good word, because they're not buying it. It's a membership. They're trying the membership. Would you like to look into it further? So you want to ask a yes or no question at the end of the discussion. Okay. And that way you can find out whether they're interested or not. But good stuff. Great job. And I'm glad you're going out there a little bit scared. That's growth happens outside our comfort zone. So great job, Carmen, and whoever you're working with. I'm sure they can role play with you a little bit on conversations, but you said what mattered most. You said, I'm working with someone who loves to help business owners get money. That's why you've got the meeting. I'm telling you, people don't say things like that. And that's our truth. Just like when you talk about the pharmacy, we're working with a pharmacist, a nationwide pharmacist who wanted to take the greed out of pharmacy. That's going to do more for your conversation than anything else. People are moved by heart decisions, why decisions, the reason why, more than the features and benefits of the product. They'll listen to the features and benefits once they know your why. Great stuff, Carmen. I'm proud of you. Super proud of you. I got chills right now. Great job. Who do we got next now, Morgan?
Next up, we have Melody again. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Hi, Melody. How are you?
Okay. Hey, so you're talking about your daughter, and I have had this in my head. And when I was meeting with those charities, they have individuals who are people graduating from high school. And so they're 18 years old. Okay.
Yep.
So they're looking for something to get these individuals moving in society, not just a burger place.
Right.
So, how do I convince her? Because I kind of mentioned it to her for a minute, and she was, a little sketchy because of, just it not being a W-2 type of job. How do I talk them into it? And, hey, this is something that's real. It can really help these individuals and, make a big change in their life, really.
So, again, I'd go back to, it depends on who you're talking to. If you're talking to churches, was that a church you said?
No, she was actually worked at a school. She was a counselor at a school.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. I would say Hey, listen, we've got the founder of the company I'm working with now. I've elected to be an independent agent with this company after doing my due diligence because it's an amazing company and there's an amazing passion behind the creation of it. They wanted to give opportunity to people, income opportunity, where there'd be no risk of failure financially. Couldn't lose money, but you could make significant six-figure type incomes, or an 18-year-old could make more money than they can make in their job. And so I'd love for you to check this out because I've done due diligence on it and I'd love for you to check it out. I'll even introduce you to the owner of the company. He can tell you his passion a little bit about why this company exists, because we want to help give people a bridge to prosperity who maybe don't have the benefit of parents or education or money to go to college or whatever it is. We don't want anyone to be stuck behind based on that. So we've taken away all the barriers and we give free training to win. No guaranteed income, but we've done everything we can to make it a level playing field. And I'd love for you to check it out.
So you'd be willing to talk to her for me?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. If you guys are part of the RVP, as I've said here before, if you guys are part of the RVP goal getters, I gave my mobile number, do your part and I'm here for you. And you bet. I want to help.
You know, and I too, you know, I didn't have this opportunity when I was younger. I wish I had, you know, because I'm good at talking with people and doing things or whatever. And so, you know, there's a lot of individuals out there because I will even bump into people, even kids at McDonald's that are outgoing and positive and all that stuff. And it's like, wow, what are you doing here? But it's a mindset that they're given by their parents or other people that they think they need to be there to make money when they can actually do something else. So, you know, I actually went to something that was called a reverse job fair, to where they had the kids sitting down asking the questions and the employers were walking around talking to the kids. And so those are really cool.
You know, it's funny you say that, Melody, and I'll say this in transition. One of the most successful people I've ever recruited was 19 and working at a restaurant. And, you know, they've made, I don't know how many millions, but a lot of money. And they were a server in a restaurant when we met, decided they were going to community college and decided college wasn't for them. They're trying to make it into Major League Baseball and realized it wasn't going to happen. So very competitive, very driven, but 19. And so I love that. I'm just like you, but more importantly, I think the critical thing is I did find an opportunity like this, but unfortunately they charge $5,000 and they charge $1,000 for their trainings. And they talked us into going away for seminars for the weekends. And they told us we had to get all of our team there. So I sold probably $100,000 worth of training every single month to my team. And that owner made it all. And there's a lot of people today who make millions selling $10,000, $5,000, $1,000 trainings. And hey, you know, it's okay. But most people are never going to make money in this industry. And unfortunately, that's not because of the industry. It's because of just human nature. Everyone can. The greatest odds are in a company that has no barriers to entry to recruit, no barrier to entry to get customers, no barrier to entry to get trained. So we've taken away all the things that make it harder to win. First principles, taking it down to the basics. And so we need to, just like this pharmacy plan needs to change the pharmaceutical industry, we need to change the network marketing industry. If people are still making millions selling $5,000 trainings, we haven't changed the industry. If people are making hundreds of millions charging $500 start fees, we haven't changed the industry yet. We will. We're going to take the greed out of it's not greed, it's the norm. But we're going to take it out. And it's going to take some time. And so you're helping to do that. That's why we're looking for leaders. Let's go to Michael Du. I'm sorry, V right, and then Michael Du. Sorry, Michael. I didn't realize V's hand was up. And we're taking any questions now, guys. Obviously, we've moved off the RVP.
Hello, happy Monday. Am I heard?
Loud and clear, V.
Great. Great stuff all around. And I want to congratulate Carmen. We're kind of on a similar journey. And that I have sort of like a request that I'd like you to consider, David. Just this morning, I got off of a Zoom call with the representative of my local chamber, and I floated the idea of the chamber becoming a DAC agent. Yep. Of course, she has to talk to the CEOs and so forth, and she's going to do that. But one thing she asked me was like, well, like this company, I've not heard of this company. David Allen Capital. So I basically gave her like a 15-second elevator pitch of what David Allen Capital is. But I want to come back to you and request again to please consider adding an About Me tab to the website. You have such a compelling story. And I just think that I think can increase more our agent numbers, and those of us who are on this journey with you. I think it makes it easier for us to recruit other leaders if someone can go directly to the site and go, okay, what is this David Allen Capital? And you say it all the time. And I'm responding to her with some links. And one link I'm responding with is the agent introductory video that you did, I believe, in June 2022. Because you have some really good lines in that video, including "We don't make a dime until you make a dollar." But I think if we have the About Me page up front, that can increase onboarding and possibly not be a impediment to onboarding. So that's it.
Yep. We'll certainly think about what we're trying to do, V. Thank you, by the way, for the compliments. And I believe, just like I love the CEO of the pharmacy company, I've asked him, can we do an interview and save it? Because when you talked about taking greed out, that moved me, so I get it. What we believe should be shared, and we should have a video of what we believe. The problem with the homepage is we've got business funding. What we believe about helping business owners is different than starting a network marketing company, right? And then starting a network marketing company. Now the pharmacy is a different thing. So it's hard to have about the beliefs on each service on each site, but we can put a link, I would imagine, on each page. It just says, why DAC. And then from that point is about the business opportunity or why business funding with Bank Breezy. We can share our passions on each page maybe. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. We'll add that to our, it's a good idea. That's an innovation. That's a good idea. I agree. Because it's not because it's me. I believe that share what you believe and attract people who believe what you believe. And how do we share it if it's not recorded somewhere for people to see? So great point, V. Thank you for that.
Michael Dew, you can unmute yourself. You're up.
Hey, David, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, buddy. How are you?
Good. I just have two fast marketing questions since we're at the end. First question, we can represent DAC Healthcare or David Allen Capital as an individual agent or an entity, correct?
Correct, but you can't do both.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you can't sign up as a corporation then sign yourself up under your corporation.
Right. Okay. I'm signed up as an individual, but I'm going to transfer it into my LLC. Yep. And I just wanted to make sure of that. Second question: when Friday on the Zoom, we were talking about marketing, and one of the things that was mentioned was a stand card to put in a doctor's offices with a plastic piece to it where you can leave cards behind. I didn't see that in the marketing material today. Is that still coming?
No. So the 8.5 by 11. So we didn't put the links to the Amazon what we designed them based on yet, which is the plastic cases. We wanted to get them live, but now we're going to put the links to the cases as well. But it's an 8.5 by 11, or same thing. You can take it down to a 5 by 7. And it's got a business card holder in the front. So if you look at the 8.5 by 11, you'll see the business card in the bottom right section.
Yeah.
So that is for the stand. That's for the 8.5 by 11 stand that sits on a counter. And then the business card holder that you order the cards, which are also available. The front and back of the cards are available. That you put in the holder. So it's an 8.5 by 11 with the business card holder. Now we're going to make a smaller, a brochure size height for those type as a card holder as well. That's not done yet, but the 8.5 by 11 is. So do you see that? And is that making sense how I'm explaining it?
It does. And we've done that before, and I can even send you a picture of what we've done if you ever want to see it. A 5.5
ones. Talking about the narrower ones.
We would always use a 3.5
by 5.
3.5 by 5 with a business card, with a card attached to a business card plastic holder where you would leave cards behind.
We'll send an image. I just wanted to say one thing was check displays2go.com for those plastic holders because I don't know what they are on Amazon, but I was getting them for about, I don't know, 25, 30 cents a stand for a
Okay.
business card stand.
Send us what you got, Michael, because we designed them too. So the drop card that we've got is based on the size that Canva does. So they do postcards a certain size. That's got a front and back. So there are 2 different fronts to choose from and 1 back for the Canva postcards.
Right.
So if you can find a stand that matches that, great. But send us what you got because I want to make sure we're talking the same thing. As far as we're working, so we have the 8.5 by 11 poster stand, the 5 by 7 poster stand, and the 8.5 by 11 poster stand with a business card holder in the front. And we've created the business card front and back. It's not a business card as much as it is a takeaway pharmacy discount or pharmacy membership card. It's got more features and benefits so that you remember it with your contact and QR code. But if you've got suggestions on additional marketing stuff, please, you've signed up hundreds of offices or dozens, whatever it is, and you've done more than us. So we're basing it on what our pharmacy has said and what we've found for display cases. So you can see the headlines we're using, right? You can see the information. If we got to lay it out a little differently, we just need to know what dimensions and we'll do it.
Okay.
Canva may not print them. That's the only problem is sometimes they'll just be in our back office. You have to download them and edit them yourself, which we get a lot of pushback on.
FYI, a good printing company is gotprint.com. You can get good deals there.
Yeah, if you can edit your own PDFs, so like you can on Canva, you can edit them there, guys, and download them to your computer. You don't have to print them at Canva. We just wanted you to be able to edit it and print it from one place. So it's worked good, but I always do it at Canva and download it to my computer, and then I can do it anywhere I want. So GotPrint's another good one. Yep. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Thank you both.
All right, we have one more hand up. It is TMA Global Group. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yes, I do have a quick marketing question in regards to the 501c3 groups. If we were to market, just say, for example, a pastor writes up his church, could the pastor sign up himself under the church as a rep? That way he could still participate in the program and the church still get a piece of what he does and even what his team does.
Yes.
Also, say for example, with a little league team, could they do that the same way? Right? The franchise and then coaches or board members.
You're breaking up. I got the first question. Can the pastor sign up? The answer is yes. Can you repeat the second one?
Okay, I say it in a group of like a little league team. Could you write up the little league team as the rep, and then the board members or coaches per se sign up as reps under the franchise, and then the same concept where the franchise gets a piece of what they produce.
Gotcha.
As fundraisers.
Yeah, so I would say that you can, but we're going to be, a little league team as a fundraiser, a individual team. Yes, they can do it. Here's what we're going to be mindful of. We don't want a coach to say, I'm going to sign up as a rep and put a position in called little league team above me, so I earn on 2 things, because that's against the spirit of what we're trying to do, obviously. So just so that, we're aware, there's some of these things our people try to squirrel through having 2 spots. And we're not going to allow 2 spots. So if there's legitimately a team has got 50 parents or 30 parents promoting to their website and trying to drive the thing and getting a bunch of customers, yeah, that's a legitimate fundraiser. But if it's just a little league team signing up above a coach and the coach is going to build a business and a little league team is going to make a little money as an override, we're not going to allow that. It's got to be built as a legitimate fundraiser where they're actually referring and trying to get customers. Otherwise, they have 2 positions, and that's not fair to the upline who's going to be supporting it or to the company who's paying out a large percentage of what we get. So hopefully that's clear. And it's the same token. If the pastor is running a fundraiser and putting his link on the screen instead of the churches, and the church is earning an override, well, that's not using the church as a fundraiser. That's using the pastor is using his church for his personal income, then the fundraiser's we're not gonna put a position above the pastor. So pastor can go out and build it outside the church, great. So it's the spirit of this is what you want to look at. If it's really a fundraiser, then they're generating funds through that church link, good for them. And the pastor can do it outside of the church and go build a team. And absolutely. We're not going to stack 6 or 7 names and then the church is sitting above it all, because that's just out, it's against the spirit of what we're about. All right, so it's 1 o'clock. Harlequin, I've got a call at 1, so I'll take your last thing, but I'm going to be real quick. So you be quick and I'll be quick. Go ahead.
Okay, David. Yeah, real quick. Have we got a date yet for when we're going to have the RX training for the groups and stuff like that?
No, we don't.
Okay.
We don't. They're building a new onboarding page to make it automated. Until it's done, we're not doing the training. So as soon as it's done, we will. And they said days last week. So, hopefully we'll have an announcement on that this week. All right. Thank you guys. Appreciate you all. We'll see you next Monday. Do your goals. Don't come to next Monday and not be past week 1 or week 2. Do your part.